It is the first conference game of the season for Duke. Carolina comes in at 1-2. The Tar Heels will have it first. Beautiful day here in Chapel Hill as the kickoff is fielded at the 10-yard line. And lunging forward to the 21, a return of 12 yards. Chandler remains in the backfield on 2nd down and 9. On play action, Howell taps it, fires it over the middle, complete at the 45. In the Duke territory, that's the tight end, Garrett Walston, a pickup of 27 yards. 3 wide set for Howell. Again, play action, going to tuck it and run. Not that time. Stuffed right at the line of scrimmage into the big waiting arms of Gary Smith, the defensive tackle, a loss of 1.
But one of the things that I've seen along this offensive line for the Tar Heels is last week they were a little discouraged at how Georgia Tech physically were able to push them back, especially in the short yardage area.
On 3rd down, heavy pressure from the backside. Howell goes down. Another sack. Dwayne Carter, a loss of 5.
But it comes really down to the center. Watch the center, number 68, Brian Anderson. He's been the one that everybody's been picking on. And who does Duke go after in their opening series? They run a nice little inside game on Anderson, the center.
You and I were told Anderson will only play a couple of series before they mix it up on the offensive line. Fair catch at the 13 by Boylan for Kiernan, a 38-yard punt.
Still want to see him let it rip a little bit, get the ball down the field a little more.
Holmberg, a 5th-year senior at quarterback, but there is the star of the offense, breaking tackles and finding a big alley on the left side. That is Mateo Durant, 37 yards.
Just watch the tight end, watch the block come all the way across. Jake Moriarty. Right, that's another unforced error, like you mentioned, for North Carolina.
3rd down and 4 now. Holmberg looking for a crease and is upended shy of the 40. That's going to be a short. Great tackle.
But again, 3rd and short. Can Duke get the tough yard?
Duke 3 of 5 on 4th down. Durant straight ahead, burrows his way, and that should be enough.
How much fun it was as a kid to go to school the next week and brag to his Carolina friends about a win. Guys, this one matters. There's a little extra juice in practice for both of these teams this week.
Calhoun, a 3-year starter on that mistake. Now it's backed up 3rd and 20. They need a 28-yard line. Holmberg goes underneath, caught at the 45, and not much after that for Calhoun. And Josh Downs, the electric one, back to receive. He's parked at the 10. And he'll let this one sail over his head, and he'll go into the end zone.
This offensive line just has not been able to protect, and taking a big shot like that can affect the quarterback.
Yeah, and they've already been shuffled. In fact, we have a new center in the game, as we were told there would be. Dwayne Carter on another tackle. No push, loss of 2. Meanwhile, another 3rd and long, 3rd and 11. Trips to the near side. Howell taps and fires over the middle. Great catch as he is clobbered. That's Josh Downs in heavy traffic. Took a lick from Lummy Young, kept on ticking for 15.
The center got a little help from the right guard, Marcus McKeithen. Just watched a little bit of a...
Tar Heels 1 of 2 on 3rd down. Howell shuffles, now dancing out of the pocket, and will push the pile ahead to the 40. That'll still be 3 yards shy. A gain of 7. Dorian Mausi on the stop for the Blue Devils.
Try to change his launch angle.
First punt went for 38 yards. Boylan back to receive. Going to go rugby style, and that was almost blocked. I don't know how he got that off. Meanwhile, end over end, scooped up at the 11 and shoved out of bounds near the 20-yard line.
And this is a 3rd and short. 3rd and medium, 3rd and short.
Holmberg gets his target at the 35. That's the tight end, Marweedy.
Job by Marweedy. Look, I just talked about the 3rd and medium, but watch the route. He just gets up to the field. Look, I talked to NFL scouts. He's definitely going up some boards when it comes to the NFL.
He might become the first ever player drafted out of Plum Branch, South Carolina, population 87. Young man who actually stays in consistent communication with former star quarterback Daniel Jones. They've been talking a lot on Zoom, trying to pick his brain for some advice, which is not a bad guy to do it with. Former first-round draft pick. Calhoun on that catch for a loss of 2. Duke was piping in crowd noise and band songs and everything else throughout the week in practice to try to get ready for this environment. Nice daylight on the right side. That offensive line got throttled last week. You saw 8 sacks for the Yellow Jackets. If you go back and look at the 2 losses for the Tar Heels this year,
Do you bring the 4-man rush or go 5?
On 3rd and 7. Howell cocks and fires. Oh, there's an open target at the 40. Foot race down the sideline. Breaks a tackle at the 20. Stumbling at the 10 and a touchdown. How about Ty Chandler out of the backfield for 75 yards?
A sigh of relief, but this is all Sam Howell. Watch him in the pocket. Buys just enough time. It's the pump fake. Gets the ball out, and that's just Ty Chandler. That's just his speed on the outside. Terrific block by Josh Downs to free him up.
I think so. I think people got a little too critical too early due to the loss at UCLA. That's a good UCLA team that Chip Kelly has. Stinson on the return, weaving his way. Penalty flag falls after a good return out to the 40-yard line. A return to 35 yards. Kevin, thank you so much. I don't know if there's a better defense in America than Georgia, as Mateo Durant with a head of steam behind him. Tamon Fox on the stop, but 20 more yards for Durant.
Is going to be the guy. They got to continue feeding him. He is going to be the rock for this offense.
Durant already 77 yards, and how about another 8, 9, 10, 11. So many yards after carry. He is really hard to bring down. 4-man rush. Holmberg steps up, has it knocked away. Was the arm going forward? No whistle. Tar Heels will take it the distance. That's Trey Morrison for the touchdown.
The rolling on the field was the fumble recovered by North Carolina and advanced for a touchdown.
And our replay official today is Ted Jackson.
Yeah.
And again, I always go back to if it's empty hand when it's going forward, correct, that's going to be a fumble.
Yeah, the motion backwards starts to throw. But before the hand could go forward, the ball was already out of the hand. It was an empty hand going forward. That will be a fumble returned by Trey Morrison for a touchdown. And just like that, we went for almost a scoreless first quarter to 2 big plays back-to-back. Then with Mateo Durant, who has that home run ability. But again, 3rd and 5 for Gunnar Holmberg.
Blue Devils have not had a reception more than 5 yards. They won't get one here. Swallowed up in the backfield. That is Tamari Fox.
I want you to watch Tamari Fox. He's on the right side. Just watch this rush. It's a little bit of a twist.
Starting to win the battle of the line of scrimmage. 3rd sack for North Carolina. Nothing on the return for Josh Downs, a 38-yard punt that is kind of hung up on Alabama, and Alabama's terrific again. There's nobody playing better football in the country than the Georgia Bulldogs. I think it's Kirby Smart's best team at Athens. He's a stoic guy, very quiet, very composed, doesn't get overly enthusiastic, and is not going to get overly enthused about that play as he hits the turf again.
That's just a good job by Duke's defense. What they did was they double-teamed number 11, Josh Downs, right in the middle of the field. Sam Howell wants to go to Downs, but he sees an outstanding quarterback in Ritter, and the Bearcats pull off an upset.
Dangerous pass and almost a one-handed pick by Tony Grimes. And now a late penalty flag. Durant to the left of Holmberg on 3rd and 4. Here comes the blitz. Holmberg, happy feet, now dances out of the pocket. Nobody's open. Holmberg will throw it. Intended for Pancol. Different looking defense for the Tar Heels the last couple of drives for Duke. Spiraling punt back to the 32-yard line. Here comes Downs, and he'll be bottled up after a modest return on a 49-yard punt. 8:25 to go first half. Came in second of the ACC in receptions, yards, and touchdowns. On 3rd and 7, Howell again escaping trouble and finds first down yardage to Ty Chandler. Second big catch for the running back out of the backfield. From the 48-yard line. Delayed handoff. Gaping hole up the middle past the 40 and tripped up at the 35-yard line.
You could have ran through this hole, Mike. They just caught the defense off guard. Watch Sam Howell. He sells the pass.
From the 34, Howell going to tuck it and run and has some daylight. 25-20. Howell's got some speed. Howell dragging defenders all the way to the 1-yard line. 33-yard run for Sam Howell.
Look, this time, Duke brings the 5-man pressure. It's blocked up well, and this is similar to what we saw last week with Sam Howell versus Georgia Tech.
On 1st and goal. Take the handoff, little toss, and a touchdown. The tight end, Kamari Morales, 2-yard score, and career touchdown pass, number 81 for Sam Howell.
Great call down here by the goal line. Phil Longo show you the eye candy of Josh Downs. All eyes on Downs. But later, we know Tar Heels get into the end zone.
I mentioned he's not the biggest guy, and he grew up idolizing one Drew Brees, also not a big quarterback. Jake Bobo, beautiful with Howell. They kept saying his core. Right. His core is so strong that even though he's not the biggest guy, he's hard to bring down. He can make throws when he's off balance.
It's his willingness to run. They don't want to run Sam Howell a ton, but his willingness to do it when it's needed. You saw it on that last drive.
You were complimenting my core this morning, and I appreciate that, Kirk. It's very nice of you to say.
There are no safeties. They are creeping up to the line of scrimmage, being an extra run defender.
A 3rd and 12. Holmberg, nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Brought down near the line of scrimmage.
Rucker with the sack.
Tar Heel defense has gotten real salty here of late. Another rugby punt. Right into the waiting arms at the 19-yard line and scooting out of bounds near the 30. It brings a different dynamic to this league that hasn't been there in a while.
Well, I think you look at just the preseason, and we expected North Carolina, we expected Miami, and it just hasn't been there so far.
Josh Downs has been there all year long. Down reversing field. He could just stop on a dime and leave you change.
5'10", 180 pounds. Just get the ball in his hands and just watch him move, whether it's the punt return, whether him running the football. They think he could be one of the next drafted wide receivers to come out of North Carolina.
On 2nd and 3, Howell, quick fire, complete.
Bly, who Mac Brown had just hired to coach corners. And Gary told me his wife came home and said, hey, Josh really likes what they're doing there.
3rd and 6 for Howell. Pressure from the backside. Passes. Caught! No! Incomplete. Boy, the pass looked right on target to Josh Downs. Dropped it right in the bucket, and a rare miscue by Downs. 28-yard attempt by Grayson Atkins. A 3rd and 5 for the Duke offense. 1 of 8 on 3rd down today. They'll try to draw play. Not this time. Bear hug by big Miles Murphy. Says no dice, Mateo Durant.
One of the great NFL players as well.
Of course, played for Mac on those great defenses his first stint in Chapel Hill. Downs gives a chase, and then will scoop it up at the 14-yard line. Stacked up at the 17. A 55-yard punt. 3-yard return.
It's just the growing pains of college football early on. Guys are still trying to figure it out.
Howell on 3rd down. Going to show off some speed. Takes the hit on that shoulder. Positive play before going in to the locker room at halftime. Maybe it comes on a return here. Boylan fields it at the 30. Racing toward the boundary and will get out of bounds right around midfield.
They got to get points. Field goal, touchdown, either to go into the half.
Holmberg out of the shotgun. 4 wide set. Immediately gets dropped for a sack. That's the 4th Tar Heel sack on the day. And that is Tamon Fox out of Lawrenceville, Georgia.
Whether it's Tamari, whether it's Tamon, Foxes are eating up. Watch the top of the screen. I mean, I'm watching. I'm trying to see some sort of separation. And not enough time for Holmberg to scan the defense.
Holmberg again heavy pursuit and just tosses that one away.
You can see the Duke sideline telling everybody we got to cover if this ball comes up short.
And Trey Morrison just did that. You see number 4 for the Tar Heels. Catches it at the goal line. Here comes the fun. Breaks a tackle at the 20. And Duke finally smothers him at the 21.
I'll be real honest. You want to protect your quarterback? We've got to run the heck out of the football.
And certainly that would involve Mateo Durant. They'll throw it on 1st down. Wide open target at the 35. Past midfield. Here comes Calhoun. Calhoun changing direction. Foot race for Calhoun at the 10. And is in for the score, a touchdown, 80 yards. Jalen Calhoun, and Duke finally finds pay dirt.
You want to figure out how to start a half. This is how you do it. First of all, watch the quarterback. Watch Gunnar Holmberg. He takes a shot, but the toughness delivered the ball right on time to Calhoun, and now it just turns into a foot race. I think that he can open up this offense a little bit more for North Carolina.
He'll probe the right side and then stacked up. Good second effort, though. He brought Ben Fry.
Get a first down opportunity in a short yardage.
On 3rd and 2, Howell. That play really got blasted by the start because Mausi was right. Our friend and longtime statistician, Drew Porsche, who's been struggling with some health issues back in New Orleans. Certainly wish him all the best.
Now, I know it's still a lot left in this football game, but they need points in this drive to get this game a little bit closer.
Tapped around and picked off. Terrific play by the Tar Heels secondary. That's the transfer from Auburn, Cameron Kelly.
This is one of the drills that you see defensive backs do every day at practice. The tip drill. Tips and overthrows always have to be around. That time, Cameron Kelly, he's right there on top of that. Tips that ball in the air, and he's right there for the interception.
2nd down and 10. Split twins for Howell. Handoff. And nothing there for DJ Jones. Ben Fry on the stop. That'll be a loss of 2. Pressured. Howell will go down. Loss on the play and a sack for Aeneas Peebles.
They were going to bring 5-man pressure. This is on Sam Howell. This is on the quarterback. They brought 5. That means you got 5 on 5. You got one-on-ones all across. You got to get rid of the football. That decision needs to be made right now.
So after the pick, a 3 and out for the Duke defense. From the 12. And a penalty flag falls after a 40-yard punt, minimal return.
Third and 1.
Durant with a head of steam, plows ahead, and he'll pick up first down.
Left shoulder, hey, something's going on, but he's been in the game, and look, this is a rivalry game for a reason. So
that's right. From the pocket, completes it at the 40, and dragging defenders past the 45. That's the tight end, Marwidi. We've got co-offensive coordinators for Duke. 2 guys who actually played for Coach Cutcliffe. Going deep ball, airing it out down the sideline, 50-50 ball, and there's 3 penalty flags. He's got Durant to his right. Staggered eye look. Durant gets it, probes the left side, not gonna get there.
4th down play.
Moore in there. Huge 4th down. Moore's gonna keep it. Pushing ahead. It's going to be close.
Didn't get it. Not enough push. Not enough push. That's a great job by North Carolina.
Addressed it physically and mentally. You're seeing the results today.
Yeah, Don, good stuff. They cleaned that up. Still too many sacks for Sam Howell and Carolina's liking. They'll be snapping it to Howell here on 1st down and 10. Howell, clean pocket. Coxon fires deep ball down the sideline. And it is incomplete, but there is the flag. In the upcoming draft, he's going to throw for over 10,000 yards regardless. Howell from the pocket again. Steps up and delivers a strike at the 36-yard line.
Look, ball's on the left hash. This is an NFL throw. Look how far this ball has to travel. The speed and the arm velocity of Howell, sets you up for a nice first down almost.
On 2nd and 2, Howell this time swallowed up in the backfield. Another sack. Ben Fry leading the charge for Duke.
Boy, he's an NFL talented quarterback. There's no doubt about that. I think the right opportunity for him, it'll be fine. But you got to have protection because right now, this is the 5th sack.
Loss of 11. Dwayne Carter on the sack.
And this is the frustration for Sam Howell because we know the ability, but he gets a bad snap, and now he's trying to make something happen out of nothing. That's the 5th sack. That's where the inconsistency I talked about with this Carolina offense, it's the ebb and flow up and down, and right now, not so good in this second half.
Punt number 6 on the day for the Tar Heels. Fielded at the 10-yard line. Wiggling his way to the 24 is Boylan.
This is where the separation comes.
Right.
You know, I get excited about September, but let's be real. October is where the true separation comes in college football.
Durant clotheslined, and that will draw a flag at the 29-yard line. That's a violent hit. A lot of beef for the Tar Heels on third of the yard. They go wide, and they go to Jordan Waters, and he's got no chance. That'll be a loss on the play. Gimmel and Miles Murphy on the tackle. Well, that'll force them to punt the football away, and a fair catch at the 16-yard line.
Right now, 69, Karan Johnson in at center.
That time, DJ Jones might have tripped on his own feet on second and short.
And again, I think they're going to run the football here. There's Sam Howell talking to his running back, so that's how you know he's going to get the football.
Short yardage has been a struggle for both teams today. Again, running wide. Second effort will get it. And that'll be a first down and then some for DJ Jones, talented sophomore out of Fayetteville, North Carolina.
Anytime you see the quarterback talking to the running back, it's not for play protection, but it's Lummy Young. Watch 23 comes out from Duke from the secondary.
Jones now 7 carries, 29 yards. Howell rips one, caught at the 45. It's Downs, and he looked like he might have had a foot race, but then he lost his footing.
This is in between defenders. Watch how quickly this ball gets there. Right through the seams. In between defenders.
And a whole lot of motion for Carolina on 3rd and 1. Howell under center. Does hand it off, and burrowing his way for a first down and 4 more is Ty Chandler. In the old days, before the transfer portal, you'd have to really have some guy learning on the fly. Instead, you pick up a 2,000-yard rusher off the free agent pile. Big head of steam and a big touchdown for Ty Chandler. Several scores in orange and another one here in Carolina blue from 14 yards out. Of his experience and his ability to help some of the younger running backs. They love what he did right here.
Yeah, they love just give him the football. Get some guys out front. Let them know, I'm too sexy for my shirt. Touchdown. They're forcing him to have to throw in the pocket, and he just has not had enough time, nor has his receivers gave him any help.
10 rushes, 0 yards for Holmberg today. This will be the 8th punt of the game for Porter Wilson. Tar Heel defense has really stepped it up this week after a tough go of it last week in Atlanta. Scooped up at the 1-yard line by Downs. Downs will take it out to the 20-yard line. A runaway freight train in Arkansas that looks so good against Texas A&M. But a humbling outing today for Sam Pittman and company. Still a great story in Fayetteville, but I don't know if there's a better team in college football than the Georgia Bulldogs.
Long jump champion, you see the long end speed for the track star out on the football field.
3rd down and 9. 4-man rush by Duke. And Howell threads the needle, completes it to who else? Josh Downs. Here comes Josh Downs. Straight to the end zone for a touchdown. How about 63 yards?
We just talked about the athletic ability and the speed. Look, I get excited just talking about it. To the outside, the ball, once he gets in his hands, I told you, it's like a video game. A, B button, whatever you want, but he's got that burst. There's nobody that can catch him.
You look at the backup quarterback, Jacoby Criswell, in the game. Now keep it on the ground left side. First down yardage for Elijah Green.
Look, I love watching college football, and you love when Michigan is good, but again, it comes down to beating rivals. That's what this sport is really about. When you beat the rivals, you feel a little bit more confident in what you have going on, and this is a big win right here, I think, for North Carolina.
Kind of called his guys out, said, look, enough of the press clippings. I don't care if we were preseason top 10. We have to play better football, and they've done that today. But the story today is the guys in powder blue. The Tar Heels are going to improve to 2-2 in conference play.
I mean, this is not the game that you expected. We thought it was going to be a shootout, and it became more of a struggle defensively, right? North Carolina's defense was able to take care of business, and there was no scoring on the Duke side, but this is a great response to the game last week.